Whew. All right. It's time for folks to start filing in here today. I got one in here. Let's see who we got in here today. Good morning. Good morning. We're gonna make some hammer-eye tongs today. Got some stock here, got the forge heated up. We're gonna use the cold forge today, so yeah, Jason, it's about time. Sorry, brother. Yeah, had to handle a few things real quick this morning. Something come up. So Evans, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. All right, so pretty much hammer-eye tongs, pickup tongs, they're very useful if you're going to be handling large pieces of stock. Great for moving them around in the forge, getting them picked up, rotating them, spinning them, flipping them, things like that. So if you got any ambitions to ever make hammers or anything like that, these will come in very handy for you. What I got here is some 4140. For these kind of tongs, just similar to like scrolling tongs, you want to use something with some carbon in it or something like a tool steel that's going to hold its shape well, that's not going to deform easily, because you're holding large masses of very hot steel that can heat the ends of these tongs up really quickly and bend them, and you'll be adjusting them and they'll be worthless to you in no time. So use some good steel for like hammer-eye tongs, so that way they'll hold up for you. You're not messing with them all the time. But yeah, I got some 4140 here. We don't heat treat them. It's just this is a chromium steel, so it's a more impact resistant, heat resistant steel. It doesn't move easy at higher heats, so it's going to hold its shape well when you get it hot, is the bottom line. I've got 18-inch pieces here because I want some longer range on mine to get in and out of my forge, because in front of the thing, if you got a gas forge cranked up doing hammers, you're going to notice it's really hot and you can't get close to that thing. I've burnt gloves and burnt all the hair off my arms, so I've decided it's time to make a longer set. So what I want to do, I've got 18 inches here. I'm going to mark off 5 inches. Okay? That's going to leave us 13 inches. We're going to put a center punch mark there. And then we're just going to transfer that over to the one right beside it. And that's where we're going to do our offset to draw out our bits and leave the rest for the reins. That way I have some decent length on my reins, okay? Show you what working with. Just go ahead and throw your center punch mark in there. Can't see my anvil. Is that better? Yes, there you go. Let me turn the camera a little bit. Hello from Australia. Nice roof though. Hey Billy, morning. How you doing? How's everybody doing this morning? John Coffey's in the house. Derek, morning. Yeah, you like my roof? It's a scrap deck from someone's house. I rebuilt their deck and everything, tore it down, and like I said, I'm a thrifty person. I can't throw stuff away at all. But like I said, we're gonna get this hot. I got the center punch marks in there. We're gonna do them one at a time. That way we keep them nice and even. We can compare them. So while this is heating up, if you guys got any questions, just throw them to me. I'll see what I can do to get to them. I know Jason said that he was going to be attempting to make him some hammer-eye tongs soon, because he's enjoying making hammers. And I wish you all the best of luck, brother, because it is fun. I love it. You can tell I like it as much as I do. Make that anvil sing. Derek, yes, brother, it's coming. Unfortunately, it's a Vulcan. I mean, that's not unfortunate. It's a great anvil, but they're considered, they were nicknamed a city anvil because they're so quiet. They don't have any ring. That's a common misconception in blacksmithing that will cause you to pass up a good anvil when you shouldn't. Not all anvils ring. They're not. Only thing a ring anvil does for you is make you go deaf. You know, that's pretty much it. It doesn't do anything else for you. As long as it's got rebound and it's not beat all to hell, you got a good anvil. So if it doesn't ring, that don't necessarily mean you need to pass up on it. But you'll notice this Vulcan, and it's not strapped down or anything. It's just sitting on top of a steel stand. It's 200-pound stand and a 200-pound anvil. It doesn't move, but there's nothing there to dampen that ring. That's just how quiet that bad boy is, and I actually like it. I think my neighbors like it a lot too, because it doesn't drive them nuts. Gotta pay for new toys. Almost as fun as making new blades. Waiting on brake parts. John Coffee. Yeah. Cars run great without brakes. They just don't stop worth a darn, do they? With ringing anvils, wrap chains, use magnets. Yep, all that stuff works. I've especially found that a magnet underneath your horn, believe it or not, does the most for taking out the ring. You would be surprised. If this thing rang, I would show you. My last anvil had pretty good ring to it, and I kept a magnet under here, and it deadened it perfectly. You just want to keep a magnet near the edges, near the points, because that's where the sound resonates off and causes the ring, those sharp edges. So when it comes off the end, if it's got a magnet there to disrupt that sound wave, it deadens the ring. That's how that magnet works. Hello from New Brunswick, Canada. Yep, huge. What's that? Neodymium magnet right directly under the arm or the horn, like this step cutting part on mine works awesome. Yep, right under the step of the table. It works great. It breaks up them sound waves when it gets close to the end, and it deadens it pretty good. All right, we're getting up to temperature. We got our steel hot. See our mark there. So we'll go to the far side of the anvil. We're gonna go to our mark. We're just gonna draw this out to a nice long taper. Slowly turning it, hitting half on, half off on that edge, and drawing back to you ever so slightly. And as you do that, it's gonna force all the mass of that steel towards the tip and draw out a nice even taper. And that 5 inches will become 8, 9 inches in no time. Get them questions coming, folks. I'll answer them while in between heats. If you got any questions, now's the time. Now's the time. I know a lot of you caught Roy's live stream last night. I thought that was awesome of him at Christ Center Ironworks. He made a hammer to donate, or to auction off, to donate the money to help Chandler Dickinson out. If you don't know who Chandler Dickinson is, man, go check out his channel. Fella's in a tough spot right now, and he needs some love from the community, guys. He really does. He needs to know that there's a lot of folks out here just like him that do care. So go check him out. And I really do commend Roy and Jessica for what they did last night. It was awesome. If you'll notice, this stuff doesn't move very well. It's because it's made to resist impact. Something kind of like S5, S7, D2, H13, those kind of steels are great for this. What's the ideal length we're aiming for on the taper? Well, Jason, that really depends on your forge and how wide your door is. It's if you can get away with 4 or 5 inches after your bend and still have enough space in your door, because the way they're shaped, they're shaped kind of like that. So back here's wide, and it's going to correlate directly to the length of your bit. So back here's wide, and I use a gas forge for mine, so I've got to make sure I keep enough to have length here and still make this bend and hold a billet and be able to get inside the door. So we're just going to fit that as we go. But generally, I would say 8 to 9 inches from the start of the taper to the tip before you start with the turnouts and the scrolls on the tips. I'd say 8 to 9 inches would probably serve you well. once you get to the end, you just work that point out. Come back, clean it up. That way you can start again. We started with 5/8 inch stock too, by the way. Good morning, George. How you doing? Is my hammer eye punch smaller in diameter than my drift? Yes. I will say this. The tip of my drift is just under the size of the end of my punch now. That way, once I punch it out, it will fit through that hole that the punch punched out. And at the same time, the drift gets wider all the way up than the actual punch itself. That way, once I pound that drift in there, it spreads it open. But you gotta have the tip of your drift small enough to fit in the hole that your punch made. After you get that tip through there, it can widen right out. Because if you don't get that tip small enough to fit in there, you're gonna be punching steel out with your drift. You're gonna deform your drift. You're gonna mess up the eye of your hammer. It's just gonna mess it up. So you wanna make this tip smaller than the punch and then the rest of it bigger. That's my personal opinion. That's what works for me. There may be others out there that do it totally different. And on this, take it to a normal point, because you want to scroll those in back to give them some meat. When you get down small, you go right to the far side of the anvil, kind of tilt your hammer to the side and stroke at an angle instead of straight down, and you'll pull that point out nice and evenly. See what we got? Pull that point out nice and evenly. Now I'm gonna draw this taper out just a little bit longer, clean it up, and then we're gonna do the other one to match it before we go any further with the scrolls, okay? Cool, thanks for that info. I'm new to blacksmithing. Well, Evans, brother, that's what a lot of us fellas here, especially in the Forging It Forward group, man, that's what we want to do, is attract more and more of you folks that are new to blacksmithing, that have seen it and are interested in it enough to try it out, because I'm telling you, once you try it, brother, it becomes a passion. It's like a drug. It's addicting. You'll want to do it every day, man, and props to you, brother. You'll find all the support you can find right here, man. I'll check you out. I'll check out your channel if you ever start one. I have nothing but love for anybody that wants to get into this, because I think it's a very, very therapeutic way to deal with things in life. It really is. It can be. Just cleaning this taper up now. Also, guys, remember, I've got the 500 subscriber giveaway coming right around the corner. We're averaging around 15 to 20 new subscribers a day. So I was at 415 when I put that video out 2 days ago. Or put it up yesterday, I think. Yesterday morning or the night before. Anyways, we've gained 20 subscribers since that video went out already. So we're going to hit that 500 mark really soon. So share the channel. The sooner we hit 500, the more likely you have a chance to win it quicker. So get it in, get it out there. Make sure they understand how they get into the giveaway as well. They have to be subscribed to the channel and comment on that video. And we're gonna send out that barbecue set, man. I think it's awesome. I'd like to keep it for myself, to be honest with you, but a lot of folks have asked about it. I'm gonna make you happy. Alright, we're going to set this one to the side now and start on that other one. Got a nice taper on there that I want. I'm not going to take the point all the way yet until I get ready to, because I don't want to burn it off yet. It will burn off in a cold forge if you don't pay attention, and I am live, so I do get a little distracted, and I will melt that in right off there. So I'm going to set this one to the side, let it chill out, and then we're going to start on that one and compare it to this one, make sure we have them the same. Then we'll flip them around and draw the reins out. Added to my Facebook. Hopefully we can get a few more viewers from there. Awesome. Thank you, Derek. What am I using for a blower on my forge? It's so much quieter than mine. A hair dryer, man. A little cheap $10 hair dryer from the dollar store. I got it. It's got a high-low setting. It's got a cold hot setting. I keep it on cold, keep it on low, and you can barely hear it. It runs great. Turn it on and off. I'm using anthracite right now because I'm live and I don't want smoke from the bituminous coal. When it's coking up, it can smoke you out in here. So I've got this canopy up to block the sun so you guys can see what I'm doing. So with that being said, I got to use anthracite because it's pretty smokeless. I don't have any coke. It's pretty smokeless, so I have to keep the blower on constantly. It is a good DIY trick, Derek. Your dollar store is ripping you off if they're charging you 10. Well, you can get a hair dryer for dirt cheap up there if you just want on-off setting with a button you got to hold down to blow cold air. If you want one that's got the high, the low, hot, the constant cold, $10 is a fair deal. I don't care where you go, Ben Toombs. You know, it's got a lot more settings in it. That way I don't have to put some tape around it and burn up that button holding it down to keep the hot air from blowing. The forge is just an old lawnmower that served me well. That was a joke. Dollar stores up here, everything's $1. Man, I wish they used to have something down here called a mighty dollar where everything was literally $1. But now it's almost impossible to go in a dollar store and find it for $1. Anything under $5, really. Ours are called the dollar store, yeah, up here, and they don't cost $1. It's stupid. Let's see. Dislocated my shoulder yesterday. Won't be swinging a hammer or pushing a chisel for a little bit. Man, Derek, that sucks. I hope you get better, buddy. Thanks for the info. What's a good turnaround on ordering a punch and getting it? Are you asking from me, Mr. Coffee, for a punch? If so, I got a lot of orders, hammer orders right now, but depending on the punch you want, I can make it in a little, and it don't take me long. You can get it out the door to you. I'd say about the same amount of time I say for my hammers. See if I can find my center. There it is. Justin. Yeah, for a punch for me, John, it don't take me long to make it. It's just getting to it in the lineup, because I've got probably 15 orders still in the lineup to get through to, and it's first come, first serve. Try to be fair with everybody. Don't pull punches. You know, you jump in line where you get in line, and I'd say minimum 2 weeks, but it's getting to the point where I'm getting enough orders to where I'm probably gonna have like a 3 to 4 week wait on them, just so I can get them done, because I do it by hand. I mean, I love it, but it does take a little time. How did that flat ball peen fuller work out? Have not used it yet. Have not used it yet. Plan on using it today. You prefer cold coke forge to a gas forge? That really depends on what I'm doing. Honestly, if I'm making Damascus, it's weird. I prefer my gas forge. A lot of folks prefer cold because they just get this feeling that gas doesn't get hot enough. Well, that's not right. That's not true. With gas, I can monitor my steel a lot closer. I can set the temperature. I can see the steel, how it's acting. It prevents me from burning it. So I prefer gas when it comes to that. But when it's stuff like this, little items like this that I'm trying to get localized heat, I like my cold forge, because you can control where the heat is on the piece. You don't have to heat the entire piece up to get one spot hot. So there's some advantages and disadvantages. And also my gas forge, it's loud. This sounds like a jet engine. I've got to put the blower for it on the other side of the wall to quieten it down enough to make it feasible for me to be able to work out here, because it's a forced air forge. Runs amazingly, welds at low PSI. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better forge, but it's loud. And for general forging, I don't want to listen to that thing all day. So I only use it when I have to. I use it when I make my hammers. It heats it up much faster than my cold forge does, believe it or not. I can throw a 3-pound billet in there and have it orangish yellow hot within 15 minutes, okay? Good to see everyone got a fly heading out to the forge. Jason, brother, get to work. Quit being lazy. Stop watching this old fool and go out there and do something for yourself. And good luck, brother. I hope it turns out well. Cool, that works. I'll be getting a hold of you soon. Okay, John Coffee, shoot me an email or message me on Facebook, and I'll give you my email and we can work it out through that. That is one thing I wish I kind of had, is cold, localized heat, but I can overcome that with a torch. Oh yeah. Yep, cold forges are great for localizing your heat, especially on certain steels where you can't cool off parts of it in water without fear of cracking it. So you can see, I just stuck it in there and got that tip off. If I was using my gas forge, this damn thing would be red all the way back to here, and I'd have to use tongs to hold it. Cleaning it up. If you maintain a clean forging throughout, it's a lot easier to keep everything accurate. Don't let it get out of whack. Try to keep it nice and clean, round, and even. It's not honestly about how many heats it takes you to get it done. It's just, is it done? Is it right? This ain't a race. I'm not racing anybody right now. Well, I'm racing the clock. As long as I'm done with this in the next 4 hours, I'm good, because I got a racing to do tonight. It's too early for me to go wake my neighbors up yet. Hell, if the sun's up, they're sleeping in. Tell them to get the hell up, they're wasting time. Got to go get back to work, bub. Watch it later. Forge on, have fun. Later, Mr. Billy Martin. Hello, James and everyone else from Essex, UK. Snowing today for you, Peter. Yeah, I woke up to a few freak snows this week myself. It's kind of weird. I live in the South where snow is planned weeks out and we still aren't prepared. It's not normal to wake up to snow that was not planned, that nobody said a word about. It is not normal. time. We woke up 2 days this week with snow on the ground, shutting everything down with no warning. Sucks. I knew I liked you for some reason, but you're still on, so I'll watch you. 18 people watching, 11 likes. Pound that like button, folks. Don't be shy. Hell, if you dislike it, hit that one. Just interact with it. I don't care. Just going back, cleaning this taper up, maintaining that clean forging. For these, you don't want to go too thin with your taper. They do gotta hold. They gotta hold up. So I don't like to go too much thinner, narrower than that. I do like to draw that tip out just a bit though for the scroll, so I will do that. But as far as the size of this taper, that's about dead on where you want it, so you're not deforming your tongs all the time. Because it can be a pain, especially once they're already together, to fix them. Alright, we're going to bring our other one over here, compare them. Good. Dead on. Alright, we'll just clean this up now and get ready to flip it around and draw our reins out. That one's been cool enough to where we can hold it by that bit. Worked last night, just got 5 hours of sleep and woke up to this inspiration. Burning daylight. That's right, brother. You burning daylight. It's a beautiful day outside where I'm at. I just feel like I'm rotting away if I stay in the bed. I really do. What kind of blower do you have on the propane forge and what kind of burner? Good afternoon from Norway. I have a shop vac for a blower, to be honest with you. It works perfect. It gives the exact amount of air that my burners that I build for myself. I make home built burners. I use a 0.025 MIG tip in mine. Both my burners, and I only have to have a 10 psi regulator. I don't need to go get one of the high pressure regulators because my forge runs at about 2 to 3 psi, welds at 4 or 5. One more heat right there at the tip. Got some hammer marks to clean up a little bit and we'll be ready to draw it out, or draw out the reins. Hey Bard. That happens here too, James. Even when we do know it's coming. Yeah. It sneaks up on us down here. There's a running joke in the South in the United States about snow. We're some of the worst in the world at dealing with it. We all got to run out and buy our milk and bread for whatever reason. I guess we like milk sandwiches when it snows. Don't make any damn sense, but that's what they do. They wipe the grocery stores out, fill up all their cars, all their gas tanks, all their fuel storage, and buy up every generator in the building. They go and buy up all the kerosene heaters. We get 4 inches of snow. The shit melts by 5 o'clock that afternoon, and life goes on. But they freak out like that every time. Alright, we got that thing where we want it. Just one more comparison to them. Yes sir, taper's here, Starts there, both even. All right, we're gonna set this one to the side now, let it cool. We're gonna flip around and start drawing this rein out a little bit. I don't have to draw them out too much because I left my stock. I started with 18 inches. I got big hands, so I can hold 5/8 stock pretty well, but I'm gonna draw them out probably another 3 or 4 inches just so I can have good. I may draw them out 6 inches for what I started with because I took off 5 or 6 inches. I can't remember at the beginning there. I may go ahead and draw those out 5 inches to counter effect that because like I said, I want some longer reins, some longer tongs. Any tips for a guy who wants to make his own hammer, brother? You just ask and I will try to answer it the best I can. That's what I love to do, is make hammers. Whatever question you've got, because I got a lot of tips for you. I just don't know which tip you want. Why does every blacksmith have? Yeah, man, you got to. I've got young kids around here, dude, and that's kind of like a fundamental thing that I teach my kids. When you come to my smithy, treat every piece of steel you see laying around like it's hot. Don't touch it unless you know it's not hot, okay? Because I've burnt the shit out of myself at black heat many times, and I don't want that to happen to my 5-year-old and discourage him from ever doing it. You know what I'm saying? And if I can get him, if I get in the habit of checking that every time he sees me do that, then hopefully that'll rub off on him, because I want him to be safe when he does it. I want him to love it. I don't want him to have reasons to be discouraged by it, because kids can be jaded at an early age. That's one of the main reasons I touch it. That's a rule in my smith. Don't touch a piece of steel unless you know it's not hot. All right. 22 people. Not bad for a Saturday morning for a small little channel like mine. Your 6-year-old Smith Switch, Ben Tunes, brother. That's awesome, man. I love that. My son runs around telling everybody he wants to be a blacksmith when he grows up like his dad. I said, son, you sure? It's rough. It can be tough on you. Treat all steel as if it's hot and every gun as if it's loaded bar. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome statement. That's how I tell my kids too. Handle things with respect. Give it the respect that it deserves. Treat it right and like you're supposed to, and everything's fine. You know, still can't burn you unless you touch it. You know what I'm saying? It really can't. Gun can't shoot you unless you pull the trigger. It can't. So treat it with the respect that it's supposed to be treated with, and everything's fine. All right, we got some heat here. We're gonna leave a good, I'd say, 1.5 inches from our taper to where we're gonna start drawing our reins out for our boss area for these tongs. So we're just gonna go in here like we did that, not as much though, and we're gonna start drawing out this way. Get a little warm through my glove being that close. I might have to use some tongs to hold this. Yep. All right, so you asked about some hammers. If you've got a question, throw it in here. I got time between my heats. So perfect time for me to answer your question. Little girl loves it. Your little girl smiths with you too, Ben? That's awesome. My daughter likes watching me. She don't like doing it. She'd rather just watch Dad come out here and work his butt off. My favorite steel to forge. Ooh. Be more specific. Decorative or tool? Because I like several. I think my favorite to forge would be wrought iron. I mean, bottom line, wrought iron just Moves like butter. It's beautiful. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You just got to work it at a welding temperature so it doesn't split up and break and crack on you. Just the way the moves and the way you can manipulate it. Wrought iron all day, every day. That, or if you've never tried copper, try copper. Copper's really fun. I love working copper too. Near side of the anvil. Kind of clean that transition up from where we want our boss. The boss on a set of pickup tongs is not like the boss on a regular pair of tongs. Now, I'm not a professional tong maker by any means, but I can throw them together to make it hold steel and be functional and decently pretty. They're not perfect, but any smith that's been doing it long enough, been through the arduous task of forcing herself to learn how to make tongs, because it's just flat out cheaper on you to know how to make them yourself. What size steel do you start with? And I'm guessing 4140. Yes. Are you talking about for these tongs? If so, started with 5/8 solid, cold rolled or hot rolled. Yeah, and it is 4140. It's good steel for tongs. If you tried any brass, all the brass I've tried crumbled. No, I have not. Tried brass. Oh, hammers. What do I use for hammers? That just depends on the size hammer you want. I make hammers out of 1045 and 4140. It's just specified by the customer. 4140 is more expensive. 4140 can be harder to source, but if you want it, I can get it, and I can certainly take care of that for you. But for the most part, most of my hammers are made from 1045 because of where I can source the steel. That heat's getting far enough away from this end now where it shouldn't warm up on me anymore. Like I said, this is 4140, so you just work it at a higher heat and just treat it like a tool steel, like an S7. Getting ready to put up a video today, actually. I just made a new hammer-eye drift out of S7, and you're gonna see in that video how much of a bear that stuff is to move by hand. It's got like a workability rating of 95 out of 100, 100 being impossible to work by hand, and S7's at 95, and it replaced S5 some years ago, which had a workability rating of 65. So it's a chromium, magnesium, nickel. It's an alloy steel. It's not a high carbon steel. It's a high impact resistant tool steel. When I get that video up and check it out, for a hammer-eye drift, something out of 4140 or 5160 that would have took me maybe 6 heats. To do it by hand took me like 12 with that S7, because you got to keep it hot. You got to keep it hot. Have a candy store, metal stores that have anything I want custom made, or just like Goodwill or remnant scrap parts. And everything's sold 50 cents on the pound, so no matter what it is. Really? Well, Ben Toons, brother, you might need to contact me if you're getting your shit 50 cents on the pound. If it's known steel and you're getting it 50 cents on the pound, brother, hit me up. Cause I assure you, I'm getting charged more than that. All right. I want to leave about the width of my anvil for my handle. Like I said, I got big hands, so the end of my range, I'm going to leave at 5/8. And we're going to go back and just clean this up. Then we'll compare it to the other one just to see how much we actually got out of it. Keeping it on the horn of my anvil, doing that right there to keep that transition kind of concave instead of flattening one side of it. Well, it's a nice clean transition back up to the original size of the parent stock. We'll get it in there, we'll just work it back this way now, cleaning that taper up, and then we're going to put that other piece up there and compare its length. Get in touch with me and let me know what you want, I'll hook you up. I'm the same way, man. I make up reasons to go to Steel Supplier too. It's like, I don't know, it's like a magnet, draws me to it. We've got 21 people watching. Ben Toombs, the only one talking. Folks, talk to me. Let me know you're out there. Just throw your questions at me. Alright. I'd say that's clean enough for my tongs. I ain't even going to take them to the sander. Smooth them up because they're already pretty round and clean. Alright, let's grab this other one. We got about 2 inches out of it doing that. Let's go a little further, folks. What do you think? Just a hair further. Thin that up just a little more. Let's see, where's your forge based? I'm out of North Carolina, man. Good morning, Richard Bryant. How you doing, buddy? Here, just enjoying your handiwork. Tom, I appreciate it, man. The piece I'm working was 18 inches when I started. It's upwards of, I think, about 2 foot now. Double check it. $23 inches, so that's pretty close to 2 foot. The one I'm working on is actually about 25 now because it's 2 inches longer. If I ever used rebar to make tongs, when I first started at Leaper Jessup, yes sir, I used rebar to make all my tongs. And that's great, it's good practice, but you'll find rather quickly that rebar is considered the hot dog of steel for a reason. It's all a bunch of different crap steels all mixed into one, and you never know what it is. You could have a little bit of spring steel in there, a little bit of chromium steel in there, some nickel steel, some just junk mild steel. It's all mixed in together, and when you cool your tongs, some of those steels don't like being cooled in water, and it's going to cause them to break and fall apart. More often than not, your tongs are going to break after cooling them in water if you make them from rebar. That does not mean they're hard, it just means parts of them got hard and broke. There's no consistency with rebar at all. Alright. Rebar is made to be buried in dirt and concrete. It's not made for anything really other than just structural. That's exactly right. There's different grades of rebar as you get up to bigger sizes, but it's still inconsistent. It's still nothing about it has any consistency. Okay? Alright, get back to some questions, see if anybody's left some more questions in here. Makes great handles for anything you're forging because it takes more to heat rebar than it does high carbon steel. That's right. Different types of steel all mixed together. It's all got to heat up. They heat differently. So yeah, for an even heat, it takes longer for it to travel down. That is what I use my rebar for the most, is handles. Weld a handle on something. If you've watched my hammer videos, I weld rebar on there to hold my hammers, so I do them by hand. It makes great handle material for holding your stock. Almost there, folks. One more heat and I think we'll have these the length we want. Just clean it up a little bit at the end of each heat. It's called planishing. The cleaner you're forging, the less work you're doing at the end to even things up. Pick it up from every job site I see, it's probably wrong. Hell, I find more in the scrap bin than I do anywhere. They throw it away all the time. I've got the stuff to make a hammer eye drift, just don't know where to start. Richard Bryant, stay tuned, brother. I've just finished making a video on making my hammer eye drifts. I made it out of S7, I mentioned it earlier. If you weren't here, I'll say it again. I will have that video up either this afternoon or tomorrow. I've got racing this afternoon, so it's first race of the season. I don't know if I will be able to get it up in time before that, but if not, it will be up tomorrow of how I make my hammer eye drifts and just show you start to finish how we do that. Bin tunes, climbing in our metal bin all the time. Luckily the mechanics work on the golf motors, so I get real blades, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, those commercial mowers, those commercial blades on the golf courses, they actually use good steel. They actually do, because they gotta last, because they mow every day, sometimes twice a day. Any of you guys going to SOFA this year in Ohio in September? Let me know, I'll be there. The guys at Forging Forward we're kicking around an idea of maybe getting a booth up there. So, yeah, if you got any plans to go to SOFA, you're probably gonna see some of us there. Come check us out. We'd love to meet you and talk with you. It'd be awesome. All right, we got the length on that one that we want. Exact same length as the handle. There, we don't have to compare now. We know what length it is. Let me set this over here, let that cool. Work on that one. Looking forward to it. Yeah, definitely check it out. Racing. What type of racing? Dirt track racing. Peter Trigger, the Blue Ridge late models. Open wheel modified, renegades, street stock, super stock, stuff like that, man. Wish you can go to SOFA, man. It's gonna be my first time. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm back, brake job done, another happy customer. What did I miss? John Coffee, you didn't miss anything. We are still here. We're drawing out the reins now. Richard Bryant, when is what? When is the racing? It's this evening. I'm going next year for sure. When is SOFA? It's in September. I think third week in September. What I start with, I'm making hammer eye tongs, pickup tongs. Miss Penny, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Who's racing what? I think we got more racing fans here than blacksmith fans. Dirt track cars, dirt track racing. Good old redneck round track. We love it. New subscriber, that's awesome. Which end is the handle on the tongs you are making? The handle is what I'm drawing out right now. This end is going to be the handle, okay? This is the bit that's going to hold the hammers. They're nifty, nifty, nifty tongs, man. You're going to fall, if you have any ambitions of making hammers, you are going to fall in love with these tongs when you see them. If you have never seen hammer eye tongs, because they are just going to make it where you can flip that billet around and hold it by with one hand and move it anywhere you want. Super stuff, James. Sofa. It's in Troy, Ohio, I believe. Sofa is in Troy, Ohio. Used to race IMCA hobby stocks back in the day, but the wife said she divorced me if I built another car. Yeah, it can be expensive, man. Oh, good Lord. Hey, brother, this is the first live show I've got to be a part of. Scott Powers. Welcome, sir. It's good to see you. Used to drive bomber class, quarter-mile dirt track. Hell yeah, John Coffin, we got a nice bomber class out here too, brother. We have a 3/8 mile track, East Lincoln Motor Speedway. My heat's not in the right spot. Sitting there talking, not paying attention. I need to bring that heat back up towards the bit a little bit. A minute or so. Sitting here yakking about racing. What's up from SoCal? Curtis McPherson, how you doing? Yeah, Penny, you got some snow over there? Peter said he woke up to some bright snow today. And here they are calling for another round for us in about a week. Looking forward to it. You know, it's really great doing landscaping when it's snowing. That's what I do. I own a landscape company, man. It's fun. Not really. It sucks. Right now, we're just drawing the reins out for the folks that just came in. Started with 5/8 stock, 41/40, 18 inches long. Now we're just drawing these reins out. Hitting half on, half off the anvil. A little bit of an angle. Pulling back, I'd say 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch on every little turn. It's a great technique. There's many ways to draw it out. This is the way I prefer it. It's just faster, I think, and more controllable. You control exactly what stock moves to where with the edge of your anvil and the corner of your hammer. 23 viewers, 21 likes. I know there's been more in here than that. Pound the like button, guys. What steel are we using to make the tongs? 41/40. It's a great steel for these hammer eye tongs. They don't deform very easily like mild steel will. If you can use 41/40 coil spring, something like that to make it, you're better off to hold its shape. John Coffey, you got a couple inches coming Tuesday. Smart ass in me wants to say something there, but I'm not. By the way, Mr. Coffee, how's that sander working, brother? How is that sander working? I know you said you had some belts coming in. Did they come in? If so, please, 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 let us know what it cost you for those belts, man. We really want to take care of that for you. We really do. You've done a tremendous amount for us already, and we just would love to be able to take care of the cost of those belts that you ordered so you can test that thing out. Funny, I was thinking the same thing, James. You too, Penny, couple inches. Ha! Well, I hear you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a comedian sometimes, in my own mind. Belts come in Monday. Can't wait. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Let us know what it costs you, brother. We would be thrilled to take care of that for you. Just to say thank you for what you're doing for us, man. I know we've been going for a little while, folks. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I know if you got stuff to do, I understand. I understand. Ben, did he take it wrong? No, did who take it wrong? We didn't upset someone, did we? Oh no. Let's see here. Got to respond to a message real quick, folks. Sorry about that. Think it was snow. Penny. Penny, penny, penny. Let's see. Move this on down. Questions, comments, suggestions, anything, folks, let me have them. Also, I would like to start getting some of you guys' input on some of the stuff you want to see me do. You know, I love making hammers. I'll keep making videos on what I enjoy. I don't mind. What I really want to know is, what do you guys want to see me make? I mean, I'm up for it. Hit me. Tell me what you want. We'll see what we can do. How epic is that beard? Yeah. This thing's only about 6 months old, man. I trim it up to keep from getting out of whack, and it's weird because look, I got brown hair. This big old fiery red beard, the rest of the hair is brown. I don't get it. It's the Irish in me, I guess. How about a dance? Ben Toombs, that's one thing you won't get out of me, brother. Dance right off camera. Make the hammer dance. People say, oh, don't hunch over. Sometimes you hunch over so you can see exactly when you're planishing, but overall, a nice general stance, relaxed stance, that's all you need. It doesn't affect my back or anything. I've got a terrible back just from long years of working my back off. But as far as forging, I haven't had any ill effects on the way I stand or anything like that. I found to be comfortable. Had a gnarly beard like that and just shaved it down. Needed a new look. Yeah, mine generally gets cut down pretty short come summertime because it gets hot. It gets hot and humid down here in the south. Got the same thing, red beard, but the white is slowly creeping in. Yeah, it's coming. I hate it, but it's coming, see? That's why you like hitting things with a hammer. That's right, Ben Toombs. Makes you feel good. Happy St. Patty's Day. That's right. Happy St. Patty's Day. I got my green on. Hell, I carry my Celtic cross on my shoulder, so you pinch me, I'm pinching your ass back. I might bite you. Alright, we're just going to clean this up now. We got about where we want to be, I think. Let's see. To the bottom of the chat, uploaded that video last night. I frozen my shop, ice everywhere. Christian! What's up, buddy? Good morning. It's about time you got your ass out of bed. No, that man right there, he works hard, guys. You guys got to give it to him. And all the moderators, Heath, Ryan, Jason, they put in long hours at work. And they still come and spend even more hours taking care of things for Fortunate Ford to make sure we're getting this thing into a position where we can really, really start helping people. We've got some pretty big names that have jumped on board with us. I don't want to name drop yet, But if you've been paying attention to the feed and forging it forward, you already know. And if you don't know, go look, and now you know. Kind of want to be surprised. I'd love to name drop him. He's one of the biggest inspirations in my life when it comes to blacksmithing. Chandler inspired me to pick up the hammer, as well as Jason and Tim from Big Dog Forge and Roy. They inspired me to start doing the YouTube videos. Brian Brazil was the one that inspired me to pick up the hammer, really, and that's who I aspire to be like, Brian Brazil. The man has amazing hammer control. He has amazing technique. He's come up with techniques. God, there's something about that man. I want to model my forging after that man. He's an ambassador for blacksmithing and goodwill all across this world, hands down. He's over in Kenya, Africa, right now, teaching them. He went and built a completely new traditional shop over there. All the guys over there helped him. The locals there helped him build his shop. He got his tools over there now. He's over there. It's amazing what he's doing. It really is. If you don't know who Brian Brazil is, you need to go check him out. You really do. That man is a huge inspiration. He's the one that taught Alex Steele. There you go. That tells you anything. Alex Steele's very successful. He's a very good blacksmith for his age. Very talented young man. He learned from Brian Brazil. So that'll tell you something of his stuff. And speaking of the admins, they all have YouTube channels as well. Go check them out. Ryan and Christian, like he said, he just got a video up last night. He's doing a series on, I think it's his series, it may be Heath's series. One of those two are doing a series on getting into blacksmithing, ways to do it cost effectively. So go check that out. But I know Christian just uploaded a video last night. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm going to. Hello, Seth. Deja vu. Yeah, she was just here last night. You ever use an apron? I do use an apron when I'm forge welding, when I'm working with flux and stuff like that, Penny. I do use an apron because it shoots stuff everywhere, but for general forging, no. I got pretty good dexterity, nimble on my feet. I've yet to have something fly back in my face. I can get out of the way, yet to have something beat on me. I mean, I get little burn holes here and there from scale, but other than that, this clothes is dedicated. The apron's heavy, it's thick leather, it's hot. It's hot enough beside this thing. I only put it on when I absolutely have to, you know, because it gets warm. It gets warm quick. Now my son, on the other hand, it's mandatory. He wears an apron every time he's out here. Every time. Just cleaning it up now, getting it ready. Exact same length as my anvil. One more heat here up this end, try and clean up some of them hammer marks right there near where the boss is going to be. Let's see. That's a rite of passage, man. My 6-year-old has to put her apron on, gloves on, and her earmuff safety glasses, and then we can start. That's right. My son can't even come out here unless he's got his goggles and his apron and long sleeves and stuff. If he's forging, he's got his gloves on. If not, just blade, he's got to have all that on just in case something flies off my anvil. Yeah, my wife got on me. If you notice in a lot of my videos, I'm wearing a red shirt. This is J&J Services. That's the name of the company that I own. Those shirts are cotton. I use those out here. Our shirts that we got for our guys are all the dry sweat shirts, the sweat wicking shirts, and they're expensive. And I came out here one time with that on, and my wife went to my ass, and I just don't wear them out here anymore. She makes sure I've got on a cotton shirt every time now, because those shirts are not cheap. Let's see. Let's go back. Well, he is a god in the blacksmith world, Christian. Yeah. You should have seen the admin channel last night when we were talking. Whenever he finally came in. Like I said, he's in Africa right now, so his time zones are way different than ours. It's like almost midnight. And I think it was Heath or Christian one. I can't remember. It was so late. They came in and said, "Holy crap! I just accepted Brian Brazil into the group." And see, I'm so fangirled on it right now that I actually dropped his name about who joined the group. Now you know. But he's so excited that he actually joined, man. That people got out of bed to say something about that. They woke up, holy crap, really, you know? It was exciting. Notice we kept it nice and fat right there. Same on the other one. That's our boss area. That's what we're going to make for the boss. Take our length one more time. Dead on it. Set it to the side. Grab that other one that we were working on. Get it in there, get that boss set down like we want it. Got to meet Mr. Brian Brazil last year at Quad State. Man, I really hope I get to meet him this year. I hope he comes, but him being over in Africa, I don't know if that's going to be possible for him. But man, I would love to. Isn't it St. Patrick's Day today, Christian? Yes, it is. 31 people watching. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. We're making some hammer eye tongs for those who just came in. I wanted some longer ones. And decided this would be a good day to do it. Let you guys watch. And just for everyone's awareness, I am going to be doing a live stream on Saturday mornings every Saturday, hopefully, at 10 a.m., 10:15ish. If I can get these bones out of bed after working hard all week, I'm going to be on here. I'm going to give it my best shot to be here every Saturday. Oh, hey, Uncle James. Hey, Phoebe, how you doing, honey? Happy St. Patrick's Day, sweetheart. I love you. Yeah, see my hand? It's rough. I don't feel a lot of stuff on my hands to begin with. Maybe because I've been checking stock with my hands too often. I don't know. But my hands are like leather now. They cracked and split everywhere. All down the sides of my fingers. I don't really even feel the shit. What time is it here now? Let's see, what time is it? It is 11:45 in the morning. So I imagine it's what, 4:45 for you, Penny? You're over in the UK? A little bit of heat up at the top there. In the right area. Finally on my days off now, so we can work on that, on forging it forward. But absolutely, time is relevant. 3:45, same here in Montreal. Then why am I so busy at work? No one drinking green beer. I heard that. Got me a new double burner yesterday. My steel order, just waiting on my hammer. My life is complete, brother. It's on its way. Man, I got some well-worked hands. I have cooked the shit out of myself with some black heat and still not knowing it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got plenty of burn marks. Speaking of burns, I think we're burning the steel. Oh, and look at that. Ah, folks, just burnt my damn tongs in half standing here talking. How about that? Well, isn't that something? You'll have that. Let me put this little fire out. And I guess that's going to bring the live stream to an end, folks. Though, burn it in half. It happens, man. It happens. That's why I say doing these live streams, you get to talking, you get sidetracked, melted in half. That's one thing I will say about my gas forge. If I was using my gas forge, that would not have happened. It would not have melted that tong in half. But alas, it did. That's just a testament to the coal forge. That bastard gets hot. It gets really hot. It'll cook you steel. That's proof. If you don't pay attention and you get sidetracked and start talking, it'll melt it in half. So it's okay. I have more steel, but instead of making you guys bear with me through all this, I'm not going to finish it up on this stream. I'll probably instead make a video on it and do it right so you can see how I do it without all the sidetracking. You know what I mean? Yeah, Murphy's Law. That's right, Tom. Anything can go wrong, it will. Less yak yak, more whack whack. That's right. I'm just trying to interact with you guys. I'm sorry. But that being said, I will get up a video on how to make them complete right. And it won't take an hour and a half to watch me burn something in half. Do I burn anthracite or bituminous coal? Normally I use bituminous. I like bituminous coal because of its heat qualities, the BTUs that it puts off. But when you're doing live streaming or live demonstrations, it can be kind of smoky when it's coking up. It can smoke people out. So I like anthracite when I'm doing live stuff because anthracite's pretty much smokeless. It's odorless. It's more crowd pleasing. It's better for everybody that's around you. It's not choking them out. It makes them want to stay and watch what you're doing. It also would keep you less entertained if there was a huge waft of smoke between me and the camera all the time. So I prefer anthracite when I'm on the camera, just for simple fact it makes it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing with less smoke. Let's see. We appreciate the interaction, Derek. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy lives to watch poor old redneck like me down here. I really do. I love it, and I like the fact that you guys like it too. It inspires me to keep making videos for you, so I'm gonna keep doing it. It's all an education, how you deal with minor adversity. That's right, man. It's not what knocks you down, it's how you stand back up. And sometimes you might need help to get back up, but get your ass back up, try again. That's all it takes. Spent 4 hours forging a big blade, took a sip of coffee, melted it. Yep. Yeah, I had a pretty rough one the other week. You guys didn't get to see that video. I probably should have, but it really upset me that I messed that one up. I was doing a 2-bit Damascus Viking axe, or a 2-piece with a Damascus bit welded in, and my son come out and was talking to me, and I didn't pay attention, and I melted the bit right in half after it was a 160 layer twisted billet that I put in there, and melted it right in half. Yeah, it was depressing, sad day. So more times than not, you don't succeed, but you learn more by failing. That is right. I've always learned that seasoned smith, he has failed more times than a new guy has tried. So, and that's the honest to God truth. I probably have 10 failures to every success, and that's still today. Until you master something, become proficient in it, you're gonna fail more than you succeed. It's once you can start doing it in repetition, doing it right in repetition is when you start getting a good grasp on it, and it becomes second nature to do it. But when you're learning, you're gonna fail more than you succeed every single time. And I think what he said right there, what Mr. Toon said, it's all about what you learn from that failure so you don't complete it again. It's like Thomas Edison said, he didn't find 15,000 ways, or he didn't find one way to make a light bulb. He found 15,000 ways not to. Okay, he learned from every single failure that he had, and I think that's a good thing to learn from here. That doesn't bode well for me, James. I'm easily distracted. Penny, you can get distracted easily on this. As a lot of folks don't understand. They think they can just come out here and grab you to pull you away. No, you got steel in the fire, man. It's going to cook it in half. It's simple as that. It's going to ruin all your work. And so getting distracted when you're forging can be a problem, but as long as you try to stay focused, you'll be all right. But I've kept you guys here long enough, hour and 16 minutes for a failure on a pair of tongs because I got to talking. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. This obviously will give me time to get the video on that hammer eye drift up for you guys. Please go check it out. That'll be awesome. I'm going to go in there and work on that right now and get it up. And we'll be back here again same time next Saturday. I'll have something. We're going to do something in the gas forge. I got a little plan for next Saturday. I keep that secret. I don't want to tell you yet till next Saturday. It's a surprise. But I was wanting to do it this Saturday. It didn't come together in time, so next Saturday it is. All right, guys, we're going to see you guys later. See you, Peter, Lim, Richard, Penny. You guys have a wonderful day. I really appreciate y'all coming and checking it out. Hit the like button on the way out. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Share it. 500 subscriber giveaways coming really, really soon. The sooner we get there, the faster that happens. And who knows? Could be you. You could win. You know what I mean? Share it. Get us to 500 and it might be you. That's just the way I think and the way I grew up because I have one arm. So I have to re-engineer everything that I see fit my needs. Absolutely. Overcome. Adapt and overcome. Secret. You ain't no good at keeping secrets. Yeah, you're right, George. I probably will let it slip, but you know what? I'll try to keep it a secret. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody, and we're going to see you on the next one.